It's Thursday, September 8th. The Queen is dead. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest. I think for a lot of people our age, obviously, we've never had anything like this before. The last time a monarch died was way before we were born.
Yeah.
And even our parents wouldn't have been alive when the last monarch died. So it's a huge occasion. And I think a lot of people don't really know how to feel. But other than that, it's one of those. Don't really know how to feel.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think will change? When you wake up tomorrow, what'll be different? Anything?
The money, probably. There's going to be a new face on the money.
That'll be big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the footy's not on as well. They got to cancel all the football. They're
going to cancel the football.
Huge and also quite sad. Well, you get an extra week to sort your team out, Tom, because you're not doing good, bruv.
He's right. Bro, don't worry, I'm heading up last, so it's okay.
But yeah, no.
I'm opening up this first week.
What do you?
Other than that, for almost every person in the country, very little will change. Very little change. It doesn't affect a lot of people. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But realistically, not a lot is going to change.
What?
Yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
No, I would just say people's grandparents are the ones that might feel this the most.
How long reigning monarchy for all these years, It's been a long reigning monarchy.
I guess, yes.
Older folks are a bit more royalist.
Grandparents will be gutted.
Yeah,
my grandparents will be gutted, but they're kind of racist as well. So.
I mean,
okay.
What podcast are we about to be on?
What do you got
on the mic or not? Let me speak.
What do you got on Charles? Do you think he's going to do well? Do you think anything will change?
I think the problem with Charles is that it's going to be very much the same as it always has been, and then it won't change until William's king. That's the only time where it's actually going to be a modern king. Charles is well old already.
Agreed.
Yeah,
not much is going to change. It's going to be very traditional again. I mean, ideally, William comes straight in, but you got to give that's how it is. You got to let Charles have his turn.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah. You're very well spoken. Very good. What do you got on death? Are you afraid of dying?
Whoa. Heavy that. Am I afraid of death? Well, what I would say is that I'd be very disappointed when I die, there's not a massive turnout as well. Because I'm very well known and very well liked.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It happens to everybody. And this is evidence of that as well. It happens to everybody. She may have lived for 96 years, but she's a person just like everybody else. So, at the end of the day, everybody lives, everybody dies.
Yeah. But how do you feel about it?
Get used to it. How do I feel about death?
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
How do you feel about your death? If ever asking someone how they feel about death is asking how they feel about fire.
My thought about my own death is that the one thing that I would say is that I hope I leave some sort of legacy. Some sort of legacy would be nice where people actually remember you. Yeah. And not necessarily loads and loads of people, but just people. Some people, the people that you care about, as long as they remember you, that's the main thing.
Do you think that'll happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there we are. Is it true that he's very well known?
Not well known. Well liked.
Oh no, you.
No, me.
Oh, sorry. What's
Alex Dyson, and
Remember that name.
Remember the name. Yeah.
This is your legacy.
Yeah. If you could give this to DG, he's probably gonna outlive me.
Could you state name, age, and profession? Sorry, my journalistic.
My name is Alex Dyson. I am 25 years old, and I am a team leader.
A team lead.
Yes.
And a sports team or a
sports team. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a captain of a football team. Yeah.
Oh, I'm proud of you. Good work.
Low level, but it's decent. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They have heart.
Yeah.
And that's what really matters. In football. Do you mind handing? Are you ready to speak now? Are you prepared, Matilda?
She's not going to top that, so you may as well go elsewhere.
Oh, jeez. Okay, goddamn. Mic drop.
Don't drop the mic. Jeez, I'll damage it. Christ.
What do you think is going to change when you wake up tomorrow?
I mean, probably not much. I mean, I'll probably go to work and carry on. I would say my family group chat is going to be pretty lit. My gran is she's quite close with Charles. Randomly.
Wait, what?
So,
Really?
So his like private like gardens it's called Highgrove.
Yeah.
She used to do, and I think even to this day is still called in for like special tours of the gardens.
Okay.
So she gets a Christmas present from him every year.
Jesus. What kind of Christmas presents does Charles give?
Like the HRH Christmas presents. They're like usually like a plate or something, or like a
commemorative plate?
egg or something. Like
like a Fabergé egg, or
literally
like a chicken egg.
Like a ceramic egg, or like a plate maybe. I think one time, she got like engraved like wine glasses and stuff. They come in like a fancy ass box that's got like the HRH royal insignia on it, and it says like, oh, thank you so much for all of your help this year, or like service, and like all you do for the crown, etc. And it's like signed by Charles himself, the Christmas card.
Oh, okay, so real signatures.
Yeah,
she's up there.
Real signatures. I mean, he must have to sign like 100,000 of them a year, but
it must be
he probably
all
starts in January, like signing those cards. But
really.
no, so she usually gets one of those every year. But realistically, I don't think much is gonna change, like day to day.
Yeah.
Just regular old life, really. Just keep on keeping on.
Yeah. Are you gutted? Are you happy? Are you sad?
I mean, obviously, it's a big change. Like, I was speaking to some of my family members earlier, and they've never known anything different. They've never known any other monarch in their lifetime. So it is a big change, I guess. Realistically, having studied politics and international relations, I don't think much will change that much.
Right.
But then at the same time, I do think it's interesting what will happen to like our politics, because of obviously we won't have sort of like an overarching figure looking after all of our prime ministers. Like we've just got a new prime minister. Like, that's big shit. But obviously the Queen is dead. The first day of our prime minister's new reign.
Right.
The Queen's died. Yeah, I know.
Kind of ominous.
That was her first speech, was that the Queen's died.
Right.
I think that is going to be a weird transition, because historically, for the last, I don't know, a ridiculous number of years, we've had the same person who's overseen every single parliament, who's overseen every single politician.
Yeah.
Who every single week the leader of our country has to meet with her and say to her, this is what we're planning to do. And whether she approves or not, she will probably nod and say okay. But we don't have that, like, I don't know, higher power, if you were.
Yeah, like there's no like sort of like much grandmotherly guidance guiding the prime minister's hands.
Sort of
for like 80 years.
There's no sort of old wisdom to guide us now. So I think that's interesting. I don't know if anything will change specifically on the day-to-day, but I think it'll be interesting to see how things do change, because I can imagine that things will, and it's hard to know whether the monarchy will carry on as well, because because the Queen was such an influential figure, and because ultimately, we've known her for so long. Even those who maybe aren't royalists would say the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
Right, yeah.
So ultimately, we don't know what's coming now. Mm-hmm. It's the big question mark.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
What do you think happens after we die?
Not much.
Fair enough.
The cells in our body get reabsorbed by the earth.
Right.
And life continues again. We grow into plants and then eaten by animals, and then the atoms that made up our body once make up other animals now.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. I don't believe in an afterlife, as it were.
Yeah. It sounds like from you and the other gentleman I talked to, like the main emotion that's going through the 20-somethings of today is like hesitant elation that they get to live through something that's like sort of interesting historically.
I mean, that's why we're here at Buckingham Palace, is because we want to be a bit of a part of history, I guess.
Right.
I find it interesting in a sort of morbid curiosity way to see who is here and like who has turned up to see the other people that are here. Ultimately, she's not here. She's not in Buckingham Palace, but we are, and a lot of people are in London.
Yeah.
So yeah, I find that kind of interesting just to see who's here. And yeah, we turned up just to be a part of history because we wanted to see what would happen, and we wanted to see.
I don't know why people are cheering.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Just periodically they do. I think we just wanted to be a part of it and to be here for history in the making.
And obviously I'm not a Londoner, but to our left there's. Do you know what this monument is called?
Honestly,
the big statue in front of Buckingham Palace. It's like littered with children who are like.
I don't know
like
what the monument is called, but
it.
I'm pretty sure it's a monument to like Queen Victoria.
Okay, so
because she had an airfload of children, like so many children.
Right.
So
anyway, so there are. I feel like part of that, like being a part of history impulse, is why people are clambering all over the statue right now.
Definitely.
Literally, just like cynically because they get to be in the photos that everyone is taking of Buckingham Palace right now.
I mean, partially cynically, but I think partially I think British people love to be like a little bit cynical, but a little bit like, I don't know, like there's a hope to it almost.
Yeah.
Because even though we are definitely cynics at heart,
right.
And that is definitely a part of the culture. I would say being a part of history is almost hopeful, like what will come next, I don't know, but I want to be here when whatever comes next happens.
Right. Being obsessed with being a part of history is just wanting to see yourself in the future.
Yeah, kind of. It's a hope for the future, I think, more than anything. Even though, obviously, we're here for relatively morbid reasons.
Yeah.
I think it's British people love to celebrate anything, and even if it might be the Queen's death and then a new monarch coming to the throne.
Okay.
Even if it might be the Queen's death and someone else coming to the throne, it's a good reason to come together as a society and just reflect on what we've been through and what we might come to in the future.
I'm a police officer, so I don't want to say my name and stuff like that.
Queen Elizabeth is gone. How do you feel?
Same as everyone else is feeling. You can tell by the crowd, everyone's upset, and there's a lot of people here. So I thought, this is just the beginning. Today, people are coming in, but I believe it's Saturday, the funeral day. It's going to be swamped, and people are all going to be showing their respect. For example, I came from like an hour and a half away just to put some flowers down. So, people are committed. I'm committed. My group is committed. They have done a lot. Hopefully Charles will be good king, but we don't know. We'll find out. God save the king.
Queen Elizabeth is dead. How do you feel?
I mean, it's definitely quite sad for sure. I mean, I've as you can probably tell by my accent, I'm Irish. I've lived here for the past 10 years, though. My partner's English, and it's definitely something that I think will rock the country a bit. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody feels so fondly of her, kind of thing.
I was sensing a butt coming there, but it never came.
Absolutely not. I mean, I guess I don't have it from growing up inside me, kind of thing. But definitely being here, you get a sense of attachment, and you can't help but, I guess, get dragged in by the whole thing, if that makes sense. You know, so it definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a sad day, I guess.
What brought you to Buckingham Palace tonight?
I guess, good question. I guess the fact that it's a momentous day, it's part of history. Yeah. It's a day that everybody will remember, and something, you know, when you're living in London, it's quite an important thing to be part of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. So while you're in London, you may as well come down
pretty much.
Buckingham Palace when things like this happen.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
What do you think is going to change when everyone wakes up tomorrow?
Another good question. Honestly, I don't think a whole lot. I think the only thing that I would hope would change is, I guess, it brings people together a little bit more. You know, things have been a bit fractious, as everybody knows, for the past number of years. Hopefully something like this will kind of put all the differences aside and people will start to feel a bit, connected again.
Yeah, hopefully bring not like a permanent end to political divisiveness, but at least be a moment where people can get together.
100%. We need as many of those moments as we can get. 100%.
Yeah, of course. How do you have anything on Charles? Do you think he's going to do a good job?
Honestly, again, you're asking the wrong man here.
Okay, not following the royal
I mean, they all kind of follow a script in my eyes, personally. So they'll do as good a job as anyone else.
Right. Do you, or could you state your name, age, and profession also?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Brian Doherty is my name. Age 35, and profession is architect.
All right.
Yep, I have a company, Brawley Design. Little plug.
How do you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of your own death?
10 being the greatest, 1 being the least.
Yep.
1, I would imagine.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, every time comes for everybody. You need to just live it up each day as it comes, I think.
Nice.
And make the most of it, yeah. I mean,
why
am I any bit more special than anybody else? You know,
Ryan, everyone has to die.
Exactly, yeah, it's going to come, yeah. Just need to live life, I think, to the max.
Do you have you always been that way, or is that
I think I have, actually. Yeah.
Since you knew what death was, it didn't scare you
I
that
guess so.
much?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think I remember my dad saying it when I was younger, actually. So you kind of follow something like that when you're younger, and he probably said it just to not freak you out. And then
okay. You're gonna don't be worried about it, but people do die. Don't freak out though.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
okay.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So absolutely not really. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be careful crossing the road.
I
and
was going to say if that takes an impact on your risk adversity, you don't want to die.
No, I don't want to die. I want to live it up as much as I can, of course. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Who do you want to get your stuff?
These questions are getting stranger. Who do I want to get myself? Whoever wants it. I don't really care. I don't carry much stuff. I'm not really a materialistic guy, so whoever wants it can have it. I'll leave something to you if you want.
Thanks. I mean,
anything you like here? Do you like my trainers or? These are yours, man. These are yours.
Why wait for death?
Exactly. Yeah. Have one.
Walk home in the rain. A little present. Do you have any royalist members of your family? Is your nan like going to be crying and staying up late? Like.
Absolutely not. Again, being from Ireland, you know, there's not that kind of connection to the royal family as there is here. Absolutely nobody's going to be staying up crying tonight, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean just it's just not going to affect us as much at all. But everyone is watching on the TV. My mom is, at least. My dad's in the pub watching a match. So I mean, yeah.
They're still playing football. They didn't stop the football. I guess if it started before it was announced.
No. Yeah. United are playing tonight. Man United. They're playing in Europe tonight. So no, everything kind of continues. I think it's just the news and all that kind of stuff that kind of stops on radio.
Football players probably don't even know by now.
I'd say they know. It's a pretty big deal. I mean, you turn on any channel or any news channel, at least in the world, this is going to be here. So. Yeah. Well, if they're hence why we're all here tonight.
Yeah, I guess you check your phone between periods. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what happened today. So as soon as I saw that, I was actually cycling home, and then I thought to myself, my partner's actually seeing her friends tonight. So I was like, why not just come in here and see what's going on and enjoy it. Chat to people like yourself.
Yeah, there we go.
Give away my shoes.
Be a part of history. Give me your shoes. What am I getting here with all those kicks?
These just are
is it Nike
Nikes.
Something or other?
Yeah, I do. I couldn't tell you what the names are. Again.
If I don't give a shit about my shoes either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My name's Victoria. I am 14, and I am a student.
Queen Elizabeth has just passed.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Honestly, I was feeling quite sad. I started crying a bit, profusely. And
okay, more than a bit.
Yeah, and I couldn't really believe when she died. Like, my mom called me, and she was like, Queen Elizabeth has died. So now I'm really, really, really sad. It's like, as soon as I got here, really hit me. Like
Yeah.
I was like, it was like a smack in my face. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What brought you to Buckingham Palace tonight?
To give her flowers, because she's done like a lot of stuff for like literally everyone here in the UK. So, yeah.
Yeah. Did you already drop off your flowers?
Yeah.
What kind of flowers did you get?
What flowers did you get? Very happy flowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Goody.
Carnations.
Carnations. Ah, there we are.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that your family is here.
Yeah. I have my cousin, my mom, and my auntie is somewhere.
Oh, okay, there she is on the phone.
Yeah.
Cousin, how do you feel today?
I I don't really know how to feel. As in, like, I haven't been crying at all, but I still feel sad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a bit weird on how I feel, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you think? What do you think is going to change in England when everyone wakes up tomorrow?
Hopefully not a lot, but of course the God Save the King and everything, and England's national anthem now when they go to play football and stuff. Hopefully King Charles, I guess now, doesn't change a lot of rules. If he has to, then that's good, like for the good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. And how do... I know this is kind of a big question. You don't have to answer it if you want. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of your own death when it rolls around?
Oh wow, that's like definitely like 9.5. Because of course you don't know what happens after this. No one knows that, and it's just really.
150 countries dominate.
What?
The Queen runs 150 countries.
So true.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Go, mate.
It's.
God save the Queen. God save our gracious Queen, actually.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's 9.5.
Yeah.
Who do you want? Sorry. Could you state your name, age, and profession if you have one again?
Yeah. I'm Amelia. I'm 13 years old, and I'm just in secondary right now, year 9.
Who do you want to get your things when you pass? If you were to pass today, which I know you don't, I don't want you to think about it.
Just my family, you know, like close relatives that I know. Maybe like my best friend, you know, because I love them a lot, like really deeply, and I hope they know that I love them as well. So yeah.
Is there anything specific you would want to give your best friend? So I know I'm going deep into
my best friend Anaya. Yeah, she goes to the same school as me now. So yeah.
Is there like something that's special that you'd want to give her particularly, or you just want her to get like something so that she knows that you
At
love
least some things that I know. Maybe like a bracelet that I have. That'd be nice to give her. Yeah.
Do you mind passing the microphone, Mom? Do you mind Yeah. Okay, you don't have to.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah.
In that case, I believe that is all of the questions I have.
All right.
Wait, one more thing. What do you think happens to you after you die?
Hopefully you go somewhere like really nice, like peaceful, where you can just like, you know, stay, and when your family comes, you can be there with them. Hopefully there somewhere.
Oh yeah. All right. That's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth is dead. How do you feel?
I feel a little bit indifferent. I realize it's a historical moment, and I came here because I wanted to be a witness of this historical moment, but I feel a little bit indifferent. I come from the Middle East, where British policies have long wreaked havoc in the region.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm happy she passed away. I'm not saying I have any pleasure that she's dead.
Yeah,
but
of
I'm
course.
also not sad or anything of that sort.
Right.
And I hope that people can use such a moment to remember that if you're a monarch or not, life will end one day, and it's better to leave a good legacy for the people rather than an imperial or colonial or one that's rife with human rights violations.
Right, of course. Yeah. So that's so that ties into my next question. How do you on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least, 10 being the most? How afraid are you of your own death?
I would say maybe around 5.
Okay.
I look at death from a religious perspective, and I feel that by living a life of a very deep moral philosophy and a very committed one and a very religious one, but also more importantly to rely on God's mercy in enlightened way, not in an ignorant way, just trying to avoid your moral responsibilities by relying on His mercy, like many people probably do today.
Right. Okay. So it's not like the way to heaven, if you believe in heaven, is paid through like positive action, not doing sins, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But God's mercy is even far more powerful than your own deeds.
Right.
If you understand the moral philosophy of that.
Oh well, I do. I don't. I would love to hear more details.
Sorry.
I don't understand the moral philosophy of that. I would love to hear more details.
Well, it's basically a moral philosophy in which you are highly committed to doing the good deeds,
right,
and highly committed to reject the bad deeds, but you rely more on God's mercy than your own deeds and your own capabilities. As a human being, you understand your limitation, so you do your part.
Yeah.
But you know that God's knowledge and mercy is even more. It's your best shot. It's your best hope, not your deeds. While not using that as a trick to evade your moral responsibility by saying, I can't, be good, and God is merciful, He will forgive me, and let go.
Right.
Yeah.
What is your religious background, if you don't mind me asking?
Islam.
Question. Should you state your name, age, and profession?
Yes, my name is Mansour. I'm a journalist from the Middle East. I'm 35 years old. I've lived in multiple places around the world, including the Middle East, where I come from, and including Canada, where you come from. Yeah, I lived for a few months in Toronto.
Hey, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did I say I'm from Canada, or did you just know?
No, the guy who was passing here.
He
said, "Are you American?" You said Canadian. Yeah.
So, you aren't too heartbroken about the Queen. Do you have any opinions on Charles? Any hot takes? Yeah.
No, I just hope that he leads a more morally responsible reign when he becomes king. I don't have much hope that he'll be different, but
of course,
if I can give him a word of advice, it would be to lead a better legacy than his mother's.
Who do you want to get your stuff when you die?
My close family, but only the maybe sentimental things. The other things should go to charity, in my belief.
Right. Yeah, you don't need your spoons and forks.
Yeah, exactly. A few things to my family, to my loved ones, but the rest should go to charity and to people who might have a better use of it.
Nice. Did a journalistic impulse lead you here tonight? Like, are you gonna cover this?
Yes, but I don't currently work for any outlet, so I'm doing it just out of my own passion. As a journalist, I feel that this is a historic moment. It won't happen again, maybe for decades to come. I don't know. And I'm in London by chance, so I wanted to be part of it. And I brought my camera and I probably won't publish it anywhere, but it's this thrill of a journalist that I want to be here to cover it anyways.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this place is like half the people I see are carrying a big journalist camera and are taking good professional photos. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Sorry, did you have anything else to say?
I just want to say that by sheer coincidence, when I was a child, I was living in London exactly 25 years ago, and summer of 1997, when I was also around this Buckingham Palace witnessing the funeral of Princess Diana and the mourning. And it's such a coincidence that quarter century later, I'm also by chance in London attending the passing of the Queen.
Yeah. Do you remember 1997? How was the vibe different here than it was in 1997?
I remember that I was 9 years old or 7 years old, but sorry, I was 10 years old actually. I was 10 years old.
Right.
All I remember, but I'm not sure if my memory is accurate on that, is that there was more mourning, there was more sadness in the atmosphere. But I can't tell for sure because the memory is a bit hazy now.
Yeah, of course, and that makes sense. People have been singing "God Save the Queen." People have been shouting "Hip Hip Hooray" for the new king. I haven't seen a lot of people weeping or wailing.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I hope you get some good photos.
I'm Chris. I'm 21 and I'm an engineering student.
Okay, what brings you to Buckingham Palace tonight?
So yesterday I just came back from Cambridge from a scientific symposium. I was just showing some friends around. And I was just showing them around London. We just walked past the Buckingham Palace and we were wondering why there were so many people and why there was so much press about.
Wow, so you came in totally blind.
Yes, we didn't expect a thing. And so we just completely walked past everything towards the Horse Guards Parade. And then I got a shocking text from one of my friends saying, the Queen just died, and I thought she was having a laugh. Yeah. And then I'm quite a big supporter of the royal family,
So this must be
yes,
quite a rough day.
Yeah, the mood was quite somber from when I read that text. So I checked it quick on BBC, and it was true. So.
So how do you feel now?
More or less the same. I'm still taking it all in.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, because I've been out here. My phone's died, so I'm not able to see the announcements on the radio or the TV.
Yeah, kind of doing the human. Finding out the human way. Finding out what
kind of.
are feeling.
And I'm just thinking about what's going to happen next.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen next?
Well,
I mean, Charles will become coronated.
Yes, at some point. But then Prince Philip. Well, at the death of Prince Philip, there was the whole country was in mourning for a week.
Yeah.
And this is the Queen we're talking about. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if the country was in mourning for much longer, maybe for a couple of weeks or up to a month, I'd say.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I'd be.
Yeah. Are you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of your own death?
Afraid of my own death?
Yeah.
I would say 2, because I mean, I'm quite, pragmatic, I guess. So I know my death is going to come soon, and if it comes earlier, then that's just unfortunate.
Could you state your name, age, and profession for the folks?
My name's Connor.
Yeah.
I'm from Australia.
Right.
And I'm a medical cannabis advisor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you prescribe medical
No,
cannabis?
I can't.
Or you just sort of advise people on what dosages to take? And stuff?
I'm more into the research and development investment space. So innovating the industry for the future of consumerable products.
Right. Yeah, because I wouldn't be surprised if the UK jumps on the train of legalization.
They can't not. Look, Thailand's done it. Southeast Asia's done it. Canada's done it. There's Commonwealth countries that are actively working towards that. So this is the next biggest place to do it. Yeah. So circling back to the Queen. Yeah.
How do you feel now that Liz has passed?
I think long live the Queen and long live the King. Yeah. The future is undetermined to us common folk.
Indeed.
And,
who knows what will happen?
And now the world's going to change in a way that could be positive or could be negative, depending on what side of the fence you sit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's life, isn't it?
Right. So it's a moment of possibility, and there's a big smile on your face.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. The future's. People look at stuff like this to be like a sad thing, and it is if you have sorrow in you. But if you look at it to be as a positive progression of our future, then it's powerful.
Right.
Yeah, it's the next generation of the royals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the next future. What's someone else's vision? Where do they take the passion to progress?
Yeah, the country is Charles's. What's he going to do with it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, the country is everybody. Everybody that's Commonwealth is part of it. So we're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
what brought you to Buckingham Palace tonight?
I was just walking around, and then one of my friends was just like, "Hey, have you heard the news?" And I said no, and they told me. I was like, "Wow, that's horrible. That's sad. But let's go and pay our respects and drop some flowers off and share some energy." And
so you had time to grab flowers before you came.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Nice, brilliant. What flowers did you buy?
Oh, I have no idea what they were called. They were purple.
Okay, there we go. Purple flowers.
Yep. Look at this kid up here.
Folks have been climbing all over the statue of the Queen Victoria. I was talking to one of my other subjects about this. I think a lot of people are here just sort of because they want to be a part of history in a way, and I think that's what these kids are doing. They're like,
wow, he's really going for it, isn't he?
Yeah, God, he's going to the top.
Yeah, that is impressive. That is.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get arrested tomorrow.
Yeah, now that he's caught on camera.
Oh.
I hope he doesn't fall.
I hope he doesn't
I'm terrified.
fall
It's got to be slippery, right? Like a marble.
Marble in
wet.
the rain.
Yeah. Next question. What do you think is going to change? Did I already say what do you think is going to change tomorrow when the British populace wakes up? I don't think I did.
Do you know what I think?
What?
There's a lot of people on the outskirts of London that are packing their lunches and getting their lawn chairs ready, and tomorrow there's going to be millions of people here.
Right.
Yeah, this is history. This is. You look at the progression of the royal family over the last 10 decades.
Yeah.
it's there'll be many horses, many suits, many people.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Sophia.
Sophia? That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just coming down to visit her for a day, and then this happens.
You're from Canada, yeah?
Yeah, I'm from Canada. I mean, I'm living in Birmingham for a year.
Yeah, awesome.
Sorry, I shouldn't. That's me talking about myself on my own podcast. On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of death? Of your own death?
Of my own death?
Yeah.
I think death isn't something to be feared.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that the impact that you leave while you're living should make your death respectable.
That was good.
Yeah,
straight off the top of the head. That one.
Yeah, there we go.
Stepan, 42, IT guy.
IT guy, classic. So, how do you feel?
I don't know. Like when I heard the news first, not the news, but when I just heard the first news in lunchtime, I just stopped doing anything else and I was following news and I was kind of obsessive on following how things are gonna develop.
Right. So what brought you to Buckingham Palace today?
Just wanted to be here with the people.
Right. Yeah. I feel like everyone who's in London and nearby, it seems like the most natural place to come.
Yeah. Like when Prince Philip died, because we live in West London, we went to Windsor, but then they were there, so now it's here, I guess, because Balmoral is a bit too far.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is the big place. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow when like the British people wake up and read the news?
I think we're gonna get a lot of contents on TV and media.
Yeah.
To just be thinking about it for a while, I guess. Everybody
tensions are high.
Everybody mourns in their own way, I guess.
Yeah, it's so sad. Poor guy. Last question is on a scale of we'll try to ignore him. On a scale of 1 to 10, how afraid are you of your own death?
No, not really afraid. Too early for that.
Everyone does it differently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. At Lopocoso, I create TikTok content about various English cities, and I covered Wolverhampton last week. I loved it. It's paradise.
It's shit.
Well,
he grew up there his whole life. So
why is Wolverhampton shit?
It's run down. Like there's nothing to do there. Like you want to go a night out, you're kind of stuck. It's like, there's nothing to do there. It's kind of boring.
Well, I saw there was at least one bar there.
Oh,
was the bad bar?
Yeah. There's 13 pubs in a town centre alone.
And they're all great.
Right. Spoons is good.
Well,
it's the only place. There are 2 to go to Spoons.
Yeah.
18-year-olds and 45-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's like the dichotomy,
There's a big diversity.
But there's a lot of pubs in like Wolves, but it's all like you go out and it's disappointing. When you live in London for a bit, it's like
this is much more exciting than Wolves.
That was very
That's much more. Yeah, the guy screaming there is way more exciting than Wolves. Guys would never scream in Wolves. Yeah, he's going off.
He's upset, of course.
Everyone mourns differently. Yeah, I think it's not good. How do you feel about the Queen? I mean, how do you feel now that the Queen is dead? Are you happy, sad, elated?
Indifferent.
Indifferent. Okay.
I mean, the Queen was alive. Now she's not. I mean, was never really close to the Queen. Didn't really know her personally.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
few were.
Exactly. Like most things she did before I was born. Right. I'm 21 years old. Yeah. So by the time I was born, she was old and just like doing old people stuff, like stuff here, stuff there. And I mean, I only come here because it's a once in a lifetime thing. It's a once in a lifetime sort of chance to come to Buckingham Palace, day the Queen's dead, be here and pay respect. But but otherwise, it's sort of just indifferent. It's like a grey feeling.
I mean, do you know if your parents or your grandparents are more caring or emotional about this?
My grandparents were born in the 50s, so they sort of saw the Queen in her prime and her,
who most active.
Exactly, and her actually grew up with them. So they're, upset. They really look like the Queen.
Yeah.
But by the time I came around and my generation came around, the Queen's just sort of a figurehead has been here, like an immortal sort of being, and to see her dead is sort of like out of body. I never thought. I knew she would die in my time.
Yeah.
But to see her die is sort of it's a confusing feeling.
Trip. Yeah. Yeah. So confused and somewhere between confused and indifferent.
Yeah. it's sort of like I don't know what to feel because it's kind of all fresh.
I'm more leaning towards indifferent in general, just because there's never really any kind of connection or.
Yeah, because you're from Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, I originally grew up there.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, my dad's English, but.
Do Hong Kongers? Oh yeah, I got this. As our resident person from Hong Kong, how do the folks in Hong Kong feel about their royal family? Do they care? How do you feel?
As in this royal family, like the UK royal family, or?
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a few people that grew up in the British colony of Hong Kong in the 20th century would feel some kind of connection. For sure. I mean, I think there was definitely some kind of respect towards the Queen for sure.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't know now what. Probably there's a good chunk of people that still respect the Queen, would feel a bit sad, but I think there's definitely a bit of a evolution away from that period, from the handover in like the 1990s going forward. It's like obviously it's devastating loss. I think some people will mourn, but I think it's just around the world in general. It's not too different from everyone else in general.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, fellas.
Yeah, no worries.
And thank you so much for your time, dear listener. See you next week.